So I am wearing the new Platinum Filler Base by Kokoist, at least on these 4 fingers, by the way. So I'm still wearing it before I give you like a thorough analysis on it and see if it's the base for you. So this has a little bit of grow out, and I want to make sure that the nail is flush to my cuticle as much as possible. So I have to wear something thin viscosity before I proceed to this, because I don't want my manicure to look overgrown. And if you're wondering what am I going to be doing today, well, I'm feeling kind of flashy but subtle. So this is what I mean. I mean a little bit of bling, but on a neutral or light color. I'm going to be taking you through the process of how to create this design, including encapsulating these. Let's begin. So as I mentioned, I want to thinly overlay. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and grab a very gentle file, and then I'm going to then move into a sponge buffer before overlaying. And today I will be overlaying with Base Max because it is a thin viscosity, very thin viscosity gel. In fact, it really has no structuring capabilities. So I'm going to be using this one because, again, I don't want to add bulk to my nails. They already are nicely balanced. And now it is time to proceed with my sponge buffer just to remove the shine, because gel typically does not adhere to a shiny surface, at least not for long. Here we are with our prepped nails. Now I'm going to move on to the application of Base Max from Vetro. By the way, we do have a Vetro certification coming up at the very end of May. So if you are interested in certifying in Vetro Japanese soft gel, then make sure you check out the description box below for the waitlist link to that certification class coming up. It's a 1-week event. And again, Vetro is a Japanese soft gel brand. If you are not familiar with what Japanese soft gel is, it's basically a thicker viscosity soft gel that requires self-leveling or structuring. You cannot just paint it on like gel polish. You do have to structure it, at least the foundation gels, that is. Either way, I would love for you to join us. Link in the description box below, okay? So this one is actually the only base in Japanese soft gel that actually defies the characteristics of a Japanese soft gel. This one is super thin viscosity, and the reason for it is because we want this to go into all of the grooves of the natural nail. So the thinner the viscosity of a gel is, it's able to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my Base Max brush, cleanse and saturate my brush in this. So to do so, I'm going to grab my palette, make sure that my brush is nice and broken into. Once it's nice and soft, then I'm going to go ahead and use it to apply my base gel. Because this base coat is really runny, I'm going to be curing 1 finger at a time. Alright, now time to apply our color. I'm going to be going with this 387, which is the base color to this nail here. Here's the first coat, and we're going for a second. And here's our second coat. Now I'm going to be finishing off this set, or sealing it rather, with a matte top gel before we move on to our embellishments. All right, and here is the matte layer. I am a big fan of matte. I know that so many aren't, we do like shiny things also, but I think it's going to be the perfect contrast to add the embellishments. And I guess I'm going to start with my thumb, and then I'm going to move on to 2 additional fingers. If you're wondering where I get my crystals, I get them from Daily Charme. I'll link you down in the description box below. And I'm going to be using this to adhere my crystals. It's a very thick viscosity clear gel for either adhering your charms, your embellishments, or also just creating like texture designs on the nail. It is called Mizuame from Vetro. You do need a firm brush to apply this, so I'm going to go ahead and apply with my oval brush. This is my firmest brush from my Vetro collection. And if you're wondering, like, Vetro, what is it? When did it come about? Vetro was actually a pioneer in bringing Japanese gel into the States here, into America, and they remain a strong brand of Japanese gel here in America. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and place this here. I was able to certify with them as a nail tech back in 2016. And then also in the same year, I became a Vetro instructor. Okay. They were definitely my introduction into Japanese gel. The first brand I've ever worked with, actually. So I'm gonna put my ring right about there. And its firmness is going to allow me to just press in my crystals, okay? I'm gonna leave it right there. Just gonna start placing these just kind of sporadic throughout this linear amount of gel. Okay, now it is time to straighten these out. Make sure that they're nice and linear. All right, and once you found your design, you go ahead and cure that. Now I'm going to proceed with my index finger and my ring finger. Mizuame does cure tag free, so you wouldn't feel any tag after it's cured, okay? You can come around with any non-wipe or base gel to seal these further, and I will show you that in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and proceed to my index and my ring finger. And I'm going to be using liner M, which has more bristles in the brush, to apply a thin layer of Mizuame and a line so that I can replicate a little bit of this pattern. Basically, I'm going to divide it in half. I don't want it to be as wide on my other 2 fingers. I want my line to be raised so that I can press the crystals in it. In order for that to happen, I do need to grab sufficient amount on my brush. Okay, now I'm going to proceed to applying my embellishments. I'm going to look for small embellishments. And once you're happy, go ahead and cure. And I'm gonna go ahead and do similar on my ring finger. Arrange it, get it exactly where you want it, and then go ahead and cure. Okay, now it's time to seal these just a tad, and perhaps you're like, really, do we need to do all of that? And the answer is yes. Sorry for the noise. Spring is blooming here and everybody's doing their yard and all of that stuff. So what I would do is just grab a liner. I'll grab the liner S, and I'm actually gonna grab a little dollop of Efile top gel, which has good viscosity to encapsulate my crystals, just enough so that they stay put for the next weeks. Especially important to seal the gold ones because these actually can start like weathering, and that gold can start, you know, coming off. The same thing with your pearl. You want to top gel that so that it lasts longer. And you don't top gel or top coat your crystals because they shine in multi-direction, and when you top coat them, they shine one-dimensionally only, which takes away from the beautifulness of them. And go ahead and cure. And go ahead and top gel your thin accents, especially your gold embellishments around your crystals, and go ahead and cure. And last but not least, if you feel like maybe you've gone out with your shiny too much, you can definitely come back and retouch that area. And this will cure matte. Okay, I'll bring you back for a final look. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video valuable, would you do me a favor and give it a thumbs up so that I may help more people? Do check out the description box below for any current resources and promo codes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.